What's going on? Today we're going to talk about the Shazam movie that just kicked off production and why it's probably gonna suck. Hey, what's going on? My name is Brad Deaton and this is the Geek Review. Today we're going to be talking about the Shazam movie that just kicked off production, and I'm going to be talking about the reasons I think it's going to suck. And I know that it's harsh to go ahead and say that the movie's going to suck when it hadn't even released its first bit of footage or anything from its production. We haven't seen anything from this movie, and for me to assume that it's going to really be bad is kind of harsh. It's kind of savage, if you will say. But I have my reasons. You have to look at DC's track record and know that all the movies they've been putting out with more A-list characters have not really been getting good ratings. They haven't been the best of movies. So for them to use a more subpar character and a more B-list character and expect better results is kind of naive. Now I'm going to break down the real reasons why I think this movie's going to suck. The first thing I want to touch on is the whole story of Shazam is pretty far-fetched and going to be kind of hard to adapt to the big screen. It's about Billy Batson, who's a little boy who gets powers of a godlike being, and when he utters the words Shazam, he turns into a grown superhero. And to think that that's going to look good on screen is not really feasible at this point. I mean, it can be done. This movie can turn out good, but it's going to be a hard movie to make. This little boy meets an old man who is a wizard, this creepy old man at a train station that lures him onto a magic train and takes him into a dark tunnel to reveal the powers of the gods, Hercules and Achilles and all these other godlike beings, and the magical person Shazam will inhabit his body whenever he says the words Shazam. So yeah, that's not very good. That's kind of crazy. We don't want kids to see this movie and think that every time an old man tries to lure him onto a train that he has good intentions and that they're going to get magical powers. That might end up bad. So they could do that storyline. They're going to have to tweak it a little bit. There's different versions that are a little bit more grounded that they could go off of. But there's other things that could throw a kink into this whole movie to not make it relatable is the fact that the boy has to say the words Shazam, and then this little boy turns into a grown man. That doesn't seem very relatable to me. I think that's going to be very corny for him to whisper these words out of nowhere and become a grown man. I don't think the outlook is good. But this movie isn't dead in the water. There's ways they can make this work. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. I hate to refer back to a Marvel film to say that DC has to take their lead. But Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't a well-known comic book and had some very goofy tendencies, but they took it, they made it their own, and it was very self-aware. There's things they can do to make this movie good. Being self-aware is one of those. Don't take yourself too seriously. If it sits there and knows that it's a comedy and knows that it's a very goofy concept and plays on that and has jokes surrounding that, then people will be a little bit more apt to accept it and move on from the goofy plot points. So if they use that, I think that they could really make this movie a funny, entertaining superhero movie. Another big thing that they could do to make this movie worth watching and a good movie is use its main villain, the one everybody knows anyway, which is Black Adam. That's the only villain I can imagine them using in this movie. And to step away from the corniness, don't use other B-list characters from that franchise like Nazi Man. Yes, I'm not making this up. There's a villain called Nazi Man. And he looks like you'd imagine he looks. And that I don't think would be a very entertaining romp to watch. I don't think that people would get into it very well. But, you know, that's just me. Some people might love to watch a little boy turn into a grown man after a magical, creepy wizard gives him powers and fight a Nazi man. I don't know. I'm not one to judge. Just don't think it's a very good idea. But this movie can be saved. This movie could be good. It could be entertaining. And it is a character that people's loved for a long time. It's an old DC character. But he was based on the looks of Superman. So I think that if they step away from the seriousness of the Superman Batman movie and make this more of a fun, comical movie, that would be the way to go. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it. This movie, I do not have high expectations from it, especially after the other things that's come out of DC. Maybe they've taken notes on their other things and realized they need to stop taking themselves so seriously. But that's yet to be seen. They have to show us something first. But what do you think about it? Do you think that you are definitely going to go see this movie? Do you think that it's going to be amazing? Do you think it's going to be shamtastic, which should probably be his catchphrase, but probably won't because that's absolutely ridiculous, and I don't think that's even in the comments. I just wanted to say shamtastic. Like, sham, wow. Okay, what do you think? Do you think that you want to see this character? Do you want to see the movie? Do you think I'm completely wrong? Do you think I'm completely right? Which, if you do, thank you very much. But that's pretty much it. If you like this video, like this video. If you have something to say, comment in the comment section below. And if you like this video and want to see other videos, subscribe to my channel. I have been Brad Deaton, and this has been The Geek Review.